Hello.
Hey Marissa, it's Reed with Truck Parking Club. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm calling because I just randomly selected you to be our property member of the week, and this is something we do every week, and we feature your property in our newsletter on Friday, and just calling to learn a little bit more about you, how you found us, and how your experience has been. If you have 2 or 3 minutes to chat, real quick.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's actually kind of cool. So let me see. I don't even remember. I think it was last year, and
Yeah.
yeah. We bought the property, thinking that we were going to build a home on it, and we did, but we didn't get to the back part of it, and we were like, we weren't sure of what to do. And we live right across from the Amazon warehouse. And
Uh-huh.
there were always, I mean, the traffic flow is really heavy, traffic for trucks.
Yeah.
And so I ended up finding you guys on Facebook. Um, and it was actually a funny story. We couldn't go into our property because one day there was trucks lined up all along the street, and there were probably 15 trucks just lined up right there in front of the house, and we couldn't get in the house. So I got so frustrated because we live in a county island, and we're supposed to call the sheriff if we have anything to report or there's any issues. Well, I made the call and they never showed up. So
Oh
I was
man.
like, okay, yeah, this is so frustrating. So I said, why not have these guys park inside? And then they don't have to block, right? And so that's how I found you guys. And then, sure thing, as I started an account with you guys, and at first it wasn't like, it wasn't a hit or anything. I wouldn't say so. But now it's very consistent, and the traffic flow is just it's amazing because they don't block the street anymore, and it worked out. So that's how I found you guys. It was more of a like frustration because these truckers were blocking our property and we couldn't come in and out, and they were, we would come out of the property and we couldn't see to make a turn on the street. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's basically how I found you guys. I just went on Facebook. I didn't even know of the company. Honestly, I didn't even know that you guys were a thing until I searched. I was actually searching on Google,
Hmm.
just like parking or whatever, and then the algorithm must have picked up
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
and it started putting the ads on Facebook, and that's how I found you guys. So long story
Did
short, here we are.
so question, do you think that a lot of the drivers who park with you are there to go to that Amazon warehouse?
No, I would say 10% maybe. A lot of truckers that come in. Rarely see Amazon trucks come in. A
Hmm.
lot of them are repeat customers.
Oh, okay,
So
interesting.
yeah, yeah, they're not necessarily the ones that go to the warehouse. But still, it's a combination of repeat customers. We have I actually advertised on a different portal, but it wasn't a hit. It wasn't like, you
Which
know,
which one was that?
um I want to say I think it's called Next Door. I don't remember.
Or was it
But
called
it
was it called Neighbor by chance?
Neighbor. Yes,
Oh, okay,
Neighbor.
okay,
Not Next
okay.
Door.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
Neighbor.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I advertised on there, and I found that a lot of the people reaching out or inquiring were scam or bogus. You know what I mean? It
Interesting,
wasn't like,
interesting.
So
And
I
did you
kind of
so did you have the idea to check out Neighbor after you had found us?
no, I found them first. And
Oh,
I
okay, interesting.
remember, yeah, I found them first, which was probably a month before I signed up with you guys. And like I said, I wasn't expecting much of it, but I did realize that a lot of whether it was computers or people reaching out, a lot of it was just not reliably. Like I said, it was more like scams, bogus stuff like that. So I kind of like just let it go, and then like I said, the algorithm must have picked up on my Facebook, and that's how I found you guys.
Yeah.
And at the time, like you were a brand new company, and it just you showed like the map of all the locations you had open, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. There's actually feedback, and I saw a lot of places and their reviews, and it looked really promising. And that's why I was like, I'll give this one a try because I have the space. And not only does it look like it's legit, but let's just see what happens. So that's how it came out. But yeah, I did go through the other one first before I found you guys.
Well, it's good to hear that we've done a decent job. I know it looks like you joined in July of last year, so
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
definitely grown a lot since then. So
Oh yeah.
so hopefully it continues to get better and better for you.
Yeah, we're doing some modifications on the lot to see if we can open up, a couple more spaces. There's a lot of weed growth from storms and stuff because the when you come in, it's a dirt lot. So when it rains, it just the weed overgrowth is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
exaggerated. So we only fixed like the entrance for the truckers so that it's decent.
yeah,
But we do need to put lighting at night. It's super dark.
yeah.
And I've found that a lot of people use an access road that leads to the property instead of the main street, which could be confusing. So I really just we need to do some lighting and stuff to really light it up and make it look more presentable. And again, this will be coming here in the next few months. We've just been gradually putting money into it just to make it more appealing. And it's not out in the boonies. It's kind of centrally located, but it's just outside of the city, which is nice because we're still close to the I-10 freeway,
Yep.
and the other Interstate 303. So it's really convenient. But again, it's farmland, so we we need to contain the weeds. And like I said, we only have space right now for 10, but I think maybe at the end of the year, if not the beginning, we'll open up 2 or 3 more slots depending on what we can get done here until the end of the year.
Do you still have drivers parking on the street outside your house, or is that gone? Is
I
that
do.
diminished a bit? Okay, interesting.
It's not as bad because I tell you, every weekend, about 10, 15 truckers, and there's space, there's space in the front because like I said, we live in a county island, and the division between our house and the street is a huge stretch. So there's enough room for truckers to park. It's probably about a mile stretch, so they have room.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I'm looking at it right now. I actually used to live in Phoenix for. I grew up in Phoenix actually, so I've been
oh,
out by you.
interesting.
I've been out by you a bunch of times, so
Okay.
I kind of get the sense of what it's like.
Yeah, it's one of the last of vacant land in Goodyear because a lot of it is already
A lot of
built on.
warehouses, a lot of
Yep.
warehouses out there.
Yep, and we're literally a pocket in between warehouses.
Yeah,
So,
and it looks like there's a lot of housing development around you too. Is
yeah,
that
it
is that
it
mostly newer, or is that been there?
no, it's newer. It's new, like in the last year new.
Okay.
Like I said, a lot. It's just that pocket, and then everything else is built on. So, until city comes in and does the extension on the road, which I don't see it happening anytime soon, people are going to continue parking on the street.
Yeah, it's No, obviously that's just, proof that there's not enough truck parking on the interstate. You know what I mean? So you got drivers going
Correct.
all over the place, every which
Correct.
way, looking for a place to park. So
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that all along that street there's no parking sign.
yeah,
And
well, yeah,
every couple weeks the city comes out and puts them up because truckers knock them over. You know,
yeah,
when they show up at night, they can't see and they just knock
yeah,
them down.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
every couple weeks they're going up. No parking, no parking,
Do
but
you ever do
they
you ever
still park
notice
there.
do you ever notice that like have you ever seen like police or anybody like telling drivers they can't park there or
Oh
towing it?
yeah, I've
Okay.
seen plenty of people being cited. The problem is it's hundreds of thousands of drivers coming in. It's not
Yeah.
always the same driver. So there's
They
an
don't, yeah, they just
influx
don't know.
of
Yeah.
truckers. Yeah. And so I every week or so there's always the same police officer showing up and citing drivers, and then they stop parking. But we don't really, it's hard to stay on top of it and report them because sometimes it's like, oh, it's only one or two, like they don't block, right? They don't block our view. But when it's the whole street, they're getting smart though. They only do it overnight, and then
Mhm.
by the morning they're gone. So
I think you have like a sign from us. Do you happen to have one of the bigger banners?
no, somebody called me a few months ago asking if I wanted a banner. And I said, yeah, but they never came
Yeah,
out.
that was
They came
that was
out. Yeah,
they
sorry.
came out and
Go ahead.
shot of photos and stuff, but didn't put up a banner, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we just have the little one that has the QR code
Yeah,
as a
like
front.
and is that a metal, like a little metal sign?
Yep, the metal sign. That's correct. That's all we
Okay.
have.
If I mailed you a banner, could you hang one up with some zip ties if we sent you some zip ties as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll post it or I'll hang it up. I'll
Yeah,
find somewhere to put it
we,
up.
we've got 4x10 banners that
Okay.
we can send to you with some zip ties, and that would have a QR code, a big QR code on it that drivers could
Okay.
scan it, and it would go straight to your location. And I mean, who knows? Maybe if it was visible to the guys on the road right there, that it might attract some more people. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, as big as the sign is that's currently on there, I feel like it's not big enough
Right?
because
Yeah.
it's a huge property, and if you're looking at it from the street,
Yep.
you might see it like, oh, look, there's
Yeah.
a sign. I wonder what
It's
that is.
it's
But
hard to
it's
it's hard to
not.
see. It's not obvious. I'm looking at it
Yeah.
on Street View right now, actually, and I can barely see it.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's if you're looking to find something, you'll see it. But if you're
yeah,
just driving by, it's gonna be hard to see.
yeah, no,
I
for
think
sure.
the only indicator right now is that there's trucks parked right there.
Sure,
That's the
sure.
only sign that, oh, look, I can park there. And then
Yeah.
as they get closer, then they can see the sign.
So you guys live in the house on the property, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Do you
And
do
I
you
cannot tell you how many people show up. They're like, "Can we park here?" Like, yeah, just scan the QR code.
Yeah,
And sometimes I've noticed that a lot of them are like broken English,
sure.
and they have such a hard time understanding that they have to create a profile, and I'm trying to
Yeah,
explain this to them.
yeah,
And so that is challenging because we're not always home, right?
sure.
But it doesn't happen often. But it does happen
Do you ever interact with any of the drivers who book a spot and park with you?
sometimes. It, like I said, it's rare, but it does happen.
That's yeah, no, that's interesting. Have you interacted with our customer service very often?
Not really. It's rare. Like I said, unless there was an incident about a month or so ago where a truck, or maybe longer, there was a truck park that he had booked um his stay for a month after, but he got there before, so they had to
Okay.
reach. Yeah, they had to like look back to see when he came in, and but other than that, it's not a usual occurrence.
Well, that's a good thing. It means you haven't had too many issues.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
I only had one incident with a trucker where he was parking on top of the weeds, and I sent him some pictures. And the lady that spoke to me was like, why is he even parking there? And I said, I don't know. And my guess, and this is a wild guess, is that he showed up at night and he couldn't see.
Sure.
But I don't know. I really don't know because it's rare when they just park like I said, most of these drivers are repeat customers, so they know, right? But once in a while I do get a newbie, and it might be that person that doesn't know where to park.
Sure. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Cool. Well, this is good. This is good information for us.
Awesome.
Just off that. Obviously, it seems like it's worked out pretty well for you, which is great to hear.
Oh, yes. Yes, it's been flawless. I like how you guys are your customer service support when needed. It's amazing. And the fact that I can communicate with you guys through text and phone, it makes it so much easier. So yeah, I've really enjoyed having you guys as the broker here in this transaction, but it's been great. I'm very happy with your guys' company.
That's good to hear. That's what we like to hear. Well, if you need us, you know where to find us, and I'll
Okay.
add you to the list to have a banner sent your way. And
Okay, sweet.
yeah, no, appreciate you, and we'll see you later. Okay, have a good rest
All
of your
right.
day.
Thank you. You as well. It was a pleasure
Thanks.
talking to you.
Thanks, Marisa. See ya.
All right. Thank you. Bye.